Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin, and I never get to play officially World of Warcraft Vanilla. The pure, unadulterated experience that is classic WoW, which we are going to be able to experience, not quite in the same way, but still just as exciting. Back in World of Warcraft Vanilla, a lot of players were generally bad. It was a new genre and not everybody had every answer in the book. Right now, if you were to go back and look at everything vanilla based, you have so many guides to look at. You have so many ways of completing quests, and add-ons have made life a lot easier. So of course the experience is never going to be the same. But I keep hearing about vanilla World of Warcraft stories from many of my viewers. Many viewers that actually played back in vanilla or any of the previous expansions. And from their stories, I decided to put a list together of 5 things I'm really excited when it comes to vanilla World of Warcraft. 5 things that I personally want to see for myself or experience from first-person perspective. To start off the list, we'll start with a simple one, class quests. Now, I was able to do some of the class quests back in Nostaria's because I decided to check out the game. It was Warlord of Jenner, please Blizzard don't ban me, and class quests felt super good, super awesome, super exciting, super interactive. Like, if anything we have close to Legion as a quote-unquote class quest, I would say it'll be the Artifact Weapon questline, which is really, I mean, the difficulty and the challenge is just, you can't even compare. Vanilla wins that one 100%. If anything, some of the class quests back in the day were difficult, and I would actually say some of them were similar to the Mage Tower challenge. As the Mage Tower would test what your spec is all about. The Outlaw Rogue, you're supposed to be good at AoE and cleaves. You're supposed to be able to have bursts of damage to line up on an enemy to break through shields and interrupt them. And you're supposed to be mobile and agile as a rogue in order to dodge a lot of the boulders. At least that's what the fight for Agatha taught me. And I felt like the Mage Tower was a good way to test how well you are at your class and at your specialization. Class quests in a way do that as you level, so I want to experience more of that as much as possible, and I feel like class quests is something I will grow to enjoy because they make spells feel more unique, because simple spells like taming a pet is something that has to be earned. You don't just get it from a trainer or pay for the teachings. You actually have to complete a quest where you have to practice and do it a couple times, and then you really get to earn the spell. The excitement behind that is what gets me excited about playing vanilla, because I feel like even if I play some of the classes that I know well, like I feel like I'm fairly decent at rogue, I feel like even as I'm playing rogue, even though it will play slightly different in vanilla, the class quest will still keep it exciting and entertaining, even though I understand every spell that comes my way, from backstab, sinister strike, slice and dice. But the way of acquisition I'm hoping will be very exciting in the future. Number 2 on the list is the fact that there was no Diminution returns on CC, as far as I understand. From what I've been told, rogues, for example, can give you a kidney shot back to back as a finisher as many times as they want to, without any Diminution returns. Of course, it is going to depend which patch of vanilla we are going to be playing, and I'm not sure when Diminution returns became a thing in the game. But I do remember so many videos of rogues literally stun locking people into an oblivion. From a cheap shot into a full kidney shot, into a gouge, into a blind, into a cheap shot, into a kidney shot, into a gouge. And by the time you actually figured out, oh, hey, the rogue is running out of CCs, you're dead. So I love the idea that there's no Diminution returns on CC. Not only do I want to have some fun with it on my rogue, but I feel like with the current experience a lot of players, especially high-end PvPers have, the type of CC stun locks from polymorphs, spheres, and stuns can probably be insane. The chains of crowd control are going to be legendary. And I kind of want to see just the hilarity and the insanity that means no Diminution returns, and how some players will be able to take advantage of it. Because of course, back in the day, not every player was that well experienced in the game, but if you take current players that are PvPers that know the value of crowd control and can combo crowd control back to back, I would love to just watch somebody be locked out and unable to play the game whatsoever, because I simply think it will be hilarious to watch. Number 3 is the Enhancement Shaman one-shots with a Wind Fury proc. I've seen a few videos of people running around with the Sulphurous Hammer as a two-handed hammer, literally one-shotting people with a proc from auto attacks in PvP. And while I think it'll be completely insane to be playing a BG, and then all of a sudden, bam, in a single global, you're just done, from a third-party perspective, kind of like, as long as it doesn't happen to me, I think it'll be hilarious to watch. Hammer of Ragnaros plus the Shaman, it makes for some insane magic that just is, I would say, from watching videos, it's just unexplainable. But it probably has to do with the auto attack damage, the weapon effect, the Wind Fury proc, and that kind of magic that combos together is something I really want to witness. In Legion, a lot of people talk about how the PvP is broken. This class is doing too much damage, or this class has too much crowd control, or this class is too tanky. But back in vanilla, I mean, I feel like from the stories I've heard and videos I saw, that was the definition of broken. Of course, if you have the right gear and the right items, that I want to see and experience for myself to really know what's it like to just be destroyed by a straight up broken mechanic. Number 4 on the list is the Rogue Mace spec. Now, I've been told about the Mace spec by a couple people, and from what I read on the forums, because I had to look it up, if you had a Mace in the offhand and you were primarily a dagger rogue, your Mace had a 5% chance to stun a target for 3 seconds. Because you have no diminution returns on stuns, I feel like the kind of combo a rogue could inflict on a person by themselves, from let's say a cheap shot into a kidney and maybe a lucky Mace stun right afterwards, maybe into a gouge after that, maybe then a blind, or maybe continue hitting with a Mace for that combo stuns back to back. I think the idea of a rogue running around with daggers makes sense. The rogue is supposed to be deadly. They're the assassins of the game. The subtlety rogues, hell, even the combat rogues. Rogues running around with swords or axes, even though I'm pretty sure rogues couldn't use axes back in vanilla, is not really all that uncommon for me either. I can imagine it, but a rogue running around with maces might as well be a rogue running around with police batons, just beating people over the head, stunning them. So I think it'll be hilarious to experience, and apparently it was a pretty viable build for PvP. So I really want to try it out, see if it was actually as broken as it is, and see if I can maybe wear a Mace in my offhand to see if I can be an effective rogue in PvP or PvE type of experiences with it. And lastly, the 5th thing I would love to see out of vanilla is the fact that there was no transmogs. Gear was really special. And right now, the only type of gear that is special for me are specific trinkets, or specific legendaries, or some relic slots for more weapons, or relic bonuses. Then there's the tier sets, but whether you like your tier set or not, you can always just transmog it. It doesn't matter if you got a good luck of the draw and you're one of the suave rogues wearing the new set, looking like goddamn Robin Hood, or you got the warrior set and you basically look like a human coconut. And I feel like with no transmogs back in vanilla, you really did appreciate every piece of gear a lot more. Especially every piece of gear that looked good, but also every piece of gear that was good in terms of stats or had specific effects. Specific weapons, whether they look good to you or not, if they had an awesome effect, a lot of people fell in love with specific weapons because of just how good they were for specific builds. For example, if you were a warrior and you had the carving sword, I'm pretty sure, looked it up, it was the Whirlwind Axe, and apparently this item was marvelous for warriors because it helped you quest through a good chunk of the game, and if you could get a friend to help you get it early. Stuff like this, a lot of people remember, weapons that they actually used for a good part of the game. Even though it is just kind of low resolution pixels that we're going to take a look at, those resolution pixels, low resolution pixels, become even more exciting. It's kind of like enjoying an old school game. For example, I can go back and play Oblivion, and even though that game is dated and the NPC is ridiculous, I love the game and every single bit about it. I don't even go into the mod section to add better graphics, even though anybody could do that and keep the same game as is, but I love kind of how it looked a little bit derpy. It made the game a little bit more lovable, so I'm thinking maybe that's similar experience that a lot of people had back in vanilla. Pieces of gear, without having to transmog, looked cool on their own, and even though you might have an Anchorage set that had weird purple-ish colors that made you look kind of like a bug, at least it made you stand out from other people. So gears making you stand out from others is what I'm really excited for, even though I'm probably not going to be somebody who'll get any amazing pieces of gear just because I don't know how much commitment I'll be able to put into vanilla WoW, let alone if I'll be any good at it. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to see people running around with specific pieces of gear in a WoW Classic and just awe and at their feet, knowing that they've done something cool, whether it was a dungeon or a raid or whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This video was just a simple thing that I wanted to do about a week ago, but because of the video scheduling that I have right now, this one had to be kind of held off. I'm still excited about Classic WoW, and for me, somebody who never really played back then, this is going to be basically a new experience. But what's awesome is the fact that I have so many viewers that played it back then. So if you're one of those viewers that wants to correct me really bad at this point of the video, maybe I got some part of it wrong, feel free to correct me now in the comment section. And if you want to share your 5 things that you're excited about, whether you played the game or you haven't and you're simply excited about things that people talked about or things you heard, you're more than welcome to share in the comments below. I love watching you guys interact with each other in the comments section. Every time I like to dip in there myself and interact and add to the topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, of course, give it a head and give it a like. And if you simply want to watch my channel grow, giving videos likes allows them to reach a way bigger audience. So if you want to give the video a like just so it reaches more people and helps my channel grow, well, that'd be great. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. And when you hit subscribe button, make sure to hit the bell notification button in order to be notified to every single video that I put out, which is 2 a day, as well as a regular daily live stream, except for Thursdays. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.